I know you all see solo canoeists as having a pretty sweet time of it. And you'd be right, except for one recurring obstacle. Commonly referred to as logistics, it is known to solo canoeists as, how the hell do I get home from there? Well, this trip was no exception. My big plan was to cache the canoe and food barrel at the put-in, some 12 kilometers down the Whitehead Road, just off of Highway 129. Alright, canoe is all set to go. Now I just have to do the bear hang. I think I'll do it between this tree and that tree. That should be pretty good. Sleep in the truck tonight, then we'll be ready to go in the morning. It's looking like a nice night. Very clear. Probably lots of stars tonight too, I bet. Good morning. Drive down to the end of the trip and start my hitchhiking. Got my awesome sign, so that should give me a ride in no time. I'd stashed my bike at the Whitehead Road turnoff. After getting dropped off on the highway from hitchhiking, I just ride the 12 kilometers back to the canoe, and voila, the trip has started. The smiley face should do the trick. Perfect. All right, I'll see you in about hopefully an hour there, but well, maybe 2 hours. All set to go. All right. 129. Kilometers. Park the truck. Everything's pretty well set. Get my fancy jacket on. Pack's all ready. The car is tucked away. These are all the ATVs that'll go for the trips. Oh, we'll see how long it takes. Pretty good, eh? No one will pick me up if I have my socks tucked in. All right, here we go. But nobody drove by. I never took into account the fact that you need cars to drive by if you want to ride. It was so bad, I even practiced getting picked up. In 3.5 hours of waiting, I had 2 ambulances and 1 police car go by. They waved. I'll try the traditional side, maybe that'll help. One pickup truck finally went by, he smiled and gave me the finger. So I had no choice but to take the car all the way back to the put-in and start the trip that way. By now, I was low on fuel. I drove an hour north to Shaplow to gas up and finally arrived at the canoe around 2:30 in the afternoon. I didn't even want to think about how I was getting back to the car at the end of the trip. Well, enough of my tale of woe. Let's get back to the real story, wilderness canoeing. Here's a quick overview of the journey so far. We're on to day 8, and things are going pretty good. Knock on wood. All set? All right, let's get back at it then. Well, good morning. It's the beginning of day 7, and it looks like it's going to be a good one. The mist is out right now, and we're deep down in the valley, so I don't think we're going to see the sun for a little while longer. But other than that, it's not raining. That's a good thing. There's 3 bridges. A small logging bridge, which is about 5K away. The main logging bridge, which is 15K away. And then there's the highway that goes to Ranger Lake. And that's 25 kilometers away. It'd be nice to at least get to that big logging bridge, for sure. And I think we can make that easy. But the 551, that's a long day. So, well, we'll wait and see. I guess it's about time to get up and get some breakfast going. But it was a good night. Very quiet, though. Holy cow. At night, there's like no sounds at all. No birds, no nothing. It's just dead silence. Kind of just eerie, I guess. It's that time, so we will chat with you later. Don't you go away. Best part of the day. There we go. Whew. Oh, and the sun's coming out. Perfect. Well, I got my formal dinner jacket on, everything packed in the boat, we're ready to go. My campsite, you were a good one. See another tin boat. So this is just like my father-in-law's boat would have been. He used to fish up in Buckaday Lake, and they had a cast boat that had written on it Boyle. It was there for years and years and years. Unfortunately, this guy looks like he got hit by a tree or something. Some log got him. Either it's Jim Ralph or it's Jim and Ralph. Man, this logging road looks really well kept. Look at that. Definitely would do a horrible number on your paint job with all the tag alders. They just go for miles. Most are accessible because it's crown land, but not very often used. Very cool. All right, we better get back to the boat. Working really hard, making a bit of a dent. Here's the logging bridge right here. Campfire. And they must just kind of go around with their ATVs and then cut through, or maybe even they do it with their trucks. Well, that one's been there for a while because it has trees growing in it. Thank goodness for the little sidewalk here. There was a bridge here originally, and then it got smashed up by the log jam. Wow. That must have been quite the smash. Below the bridge, there was a chute for the logs to be able to go. So they funneled it right in the middle, and then they could shoot the logs on 1, 2, I guess 3 sides. Oh, and even along the sides. See, look at it. They have it all set along the side so that they have some flat area. Maybe this is where they collected the logs. This was the bridge that Malcolm and Jim and I put our car up here, and then we started the trip. And it was just a day trip, but oh, it was so wonderful. We had a great time. And that's what wanted me to do this trip today. Parking lot and the little campsite right there. A few hors d'oeuvres before supper. Tonight is Manhattan as well, so very tasty. And the water is almost boiling. Oh, that's good. A little bit of coffee, a little bit of beef stroganoff, and we should be pretty good. Beer hangs all set. Supper, and then sit back and read. Be lovely. All right. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think we got like maybe 18 kilometers straight distance, so who knows what it would be with all the zigzagging that way. We'll figure that out when we get home. All right, good night then. Good morning. It's day 9 of the trip, and it's a foggy one right now, but hopefully the sun will come out later. This is the day we're going to try and make it to that 4x4 bridge on the Mississauga River. But it's got to be at least 25 kilometers to get there. So I don't know if we're going to make it all the way. So, but at least we'll get to the Mississauga River. And then Saturday, we'll get to the 4x4 bridge, and then we'll start our our hitchhiking marathon. So hopefully it'll go better than the last time. It's cool, so I better get my jacket on, get some breakfast, and get on the water, eh? Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Apples and cinnamon today. Alrighty, here they go. Alright, there we are, ready to go. Nothing on the beach. Okay. Even bone dry, those rocks are unbelievably slippery. But it really is a pretty waterfall. There's only one, but that one's pretty darn nice. We're really getting into the sand now. Here we are, finally at the end of the Aubinadong River. And now on to the Mississauga. Bye, Aubinadong. You were a pretty darn good river to battle, that's for sure. Well, you kind of have to build one out of the woods to make it done. So I think it'll be pretty good. Just give it a couple of minutes. This is what we're starting with. Come back in about 10 minutes and let's see what we got. Water's on. It'll be ready in no time. It's like a furnace down here right now. Whoa. Remember, that's quite the dramatic sunset, that's for sure. When I went to pull the bear hang up, the branches over on the far side there wound up cracking. So it's just hanging precariously right now. If the bear goes to try and get it, he's going to get a rude awakening, that's for sure. If we hear a big noise, we'll know what it is. Either the bear or the barrel, or both. Well, good night, and we'll see you in the morning, okay? Good morning. It's day 10. It's a little bit early because I want to try and get to the hitchhiking spot as quick as I can. A little bit foggy as well, but hopefully it'll burn off like it did yesterday. So we'll hitchhike up to the Whitehead Road, no pun intended, and then we'll grab the bike. We'll do our 15K bike ride to the car, and then hopefully the car will start and nobody's nibbled on the brake lines or anything like that. And we'll head back to the canoe and the barrel that we stashed, and then away we go and back to Barrie. Yeah, it should be a good day. Nice and cool right now, but I guess I better get out of the sleeping bag and get my acting gear. Hopefully the last time putting on the wet socks. They say warm up quick once you get them on your feet.
It was just you and me, sitting in this corner bar. You could tell me how you are, but I'm not gonna
There's the bridge. Yoo-hoo! Well, I took a bath, got myself all gussied up. Even my hair looks kind of nice, I think. Guess I should take the hat off so I don't wreck it. Put on fancy new clothes that I have not worn, except for the socks and the shoes. And I'm all set then. And I think I have my magic bullet here for doing it. So I know it's gold, but I'm just gonna waive my $50 or my $100, and hopefully that'll entice someone to stop that. Okay? All right, well, wish me luck. So it's a little quiet right now, so as it was the last time that we were here. But I got faith. All right, talk to you in a bit. A really nice guy named Neil from Guelph wound up giving me a ride all the way to the Whitehead Road. 15 kilometers down the road, and then we'll get to the car.
Sun traveled west, every part of this world. At some point it's west.
Our bike's starting to get a little bit on the noisy side. And here it is. That's full circle of the Aubinadong River. And I think that was the first time I've actually said it properly too. It was 10 hard days, but it was very rewarding. Absolutely rewarding. And it's even nicer to be finally back at the end. So, thank you so much for watching. It was a pleasure. And if you feel up to the challenge, I think this would be an awesome river. But I'll tell you, do a little training before you start. Bye. Take care and thanks so much. Bye-bye. The other big sound that everyone likes to hear at the end of a trip. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Bye, Bendadong. Whatever. I'm never going to remember that damn name.